So our second full supermoon is coming up on Wednesday. It's been an intense month. We have tons of planets in retrograde and two full supermoons. That means that these full moons feel a bit more intense. And the one that we have on Wednesday is a full moon in Pisces. Now, think back to 6 months ago. If you journal with the full and the new moon, that you've written something down, and it's a good opportunity to see if the intentions that you set manifested and kind of how they manifested themselves the last 6 months. I always like to review my manifestations and wins and celebrations in a 6 month period rather than from a new moon to the full moon, which is 2 weeks. I like to view it from the new moon in one particular sign to the full moon in the same sign. So that takes about 6 months. And thinking about, I believe that it was February. Yes, February. And with the new moon in Pisces, we set intentions around healing, around connecting with our intuition. It was right before Saturn moved into Pisces. So it's even more of an emphasis of the learnings and the different things that have happened around this new to full moon in Pisces, just because we have some more prominent Pisces energy as a collective. So, going back to the intentions that we set, they're around healing, around spirituality, around deepening our intuition, as well as exploring our artistry, our ability to be creative, to tap into our artistic side, as well as musical side as well. And these are some of the lessons and some of the themes that we've been exploring this year so far because of that Saturn in Pisces. So I want you to take some time today, this evening, to reflect on how far you've come the last 6 months in terms of your own spiritual and healing journey. Maybe you're developing your relationship with your intuition or kind of taking it one step further, getting to that next stage of honing in your psychic ability. And overall, thinking about how you are in and kind of exploring an imaginative state. During this time, you may have also kind of experienced a desire to feel or to be more escapist, tapping into escapism. But full moons are all about celebrating your wins, what you've manifested this last 6 months around those Piscean themes, but also it's an opportunity for release. So thinking about, what doesn't serve you in terms of maybe not finding your flow, not feeling creative enough, maybe having a bit of rigidity in, how you're healing, as well as maybe redefining spirituality. I know that we are going through that as a collective as well. And so I like to view spirituality as a connection to a higher power, to your higher self, and knowing that we are all connected, deeply, deeply connected. So take some time today to reflect on what your life was 6 months ago and what you had hoped to create this year. And looking back on your new moon in Pisces notes, and take some time to just reflect on Piscean themes of healing, spirituality, music, and art. I know for myself, 6 months ago, I had set the intention that actually 6 months ago was right around like when I launched Saturn, and I'd been putting it off for like a couple months. Like it needed some fixes. And for myself, I was like, okay, I have to do this. This is the right timing. For me, my second house is Aquarius and Pisces. And earlier this month, it was a full moon in Aquarius, and now it's a full moon in Pisces. So, kind of really celebrating and reviewing all that's happened this last 6 months with Saturn. And because it is in my second house of money and self worth, recognizing how it's kind of changed the way that I run my business. It's changed like my products and my services, how I talk to people, how I engage with people. And I've also found just a lot of confidence in knowing that so many people have downloaded these reports and it's helped them in such a deep way. And obviously, of course, it has generated new streams of income for me as well. And I've definitely recouped all my investment actually by now. And with Aquarius, it's like novel thinking. It's very futurist, technology driven, thinking about the collective. It's about friendships and community. Pisces, again, the healing, the spiritual, the like ethereal, the liminal space, music, artistry. And that is the astrology. And that is the career astrology. And so I really have found that these two moons were quite powerful for me, for my professional life, for my career. So if you want a little bit more granularity of how this full moon affects you, I invite you to look at where Pisces is in your chart. And if you have any prominent placements, your sun, moon, rising, your north node that are in Pisces, but also even if your Mercury's in Pisces, that means you're exploring new ways of communicating and really activating your voice and maybe shifting some mindsets and belief systems as well. So for extra granularity, look at where Pisces shows up in your chart. And if you don't know where Pisces shows up in your chart, go to yoursaturn.com. You can get your free career astrology report. And if you love it, it's a couple paragraphs all about you. And if you love it, get the expanded report. It is 15 plus pages of insights that are tailored just to you and will help you gain more clarity in your career, whether it's a 9 to 5, pivoting, going back to school, starting a business, a side hustle, all of the above. It is going to really, really help you. It's just jam-packed of information that you can review and come back to year after year whenever you need it. All right, until next time.